Welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about what are data operations. You've got a data set. There are a set of collection of tasks which you can do on the data set. What are these common tasks? These are selecting data, filtering it, sorting or ordering it, grouping it and then aggregating, pivoting it, unpivoting data, merging data, and finally performing windowing operations on data. So these are the exhaustive list of operations which are used by majority of data analysts in their day-to-day tasks. So let's look at what are they and how do you achieve them. Let's look at this data set. This is about employees, their attributes like name, where they stay, their gender, age, and the salary credited. So we know that in this data set, gender, employee type, city, state, these are dimensions, salary credit, age, these are facts, and employee code is the employee is the entity, and these are the different records which is there. Okay, so what do you mean by selecting data? Selecting is, if you just open this, I can select this data, this much data. I can select this data. This is like full data. I can select just a single record. So basically in the end, the collection of records which I am pulling out. What is filtering data? I can filter in Excel, right? So I just go ahead, data, I select filter. I can say select all the employees which belong to California. So I'll have to apply a filter. So what I have done is I've applied a text filter, right? So this text filter equals California. That's what it means. I say okay, and I have filtered. So I'm doing selection after filtering. So first I did filtering and I'm doing then selection. So I have text filters. You see, these are text filters, but there are numeric filters also. So I want salaries which are greater than or equal to 50,000. And I say okay. Now these are the three records in which the salary is greater than or equal to 50,000. What we did again is a filter operation. You can do filter operation on dates also. So there are different kind of filter operations which you can do, and there are varieties of that also, which is called as the partial text search. So this will happen when suppose you want to pull out all people whose name start with M-I-C something. I don't know the full name. It could be Michael, it could be Michelin, but somewhere M-I-C-H. Okay. So how do I do that? I click here and here I just give the first few characters and see it is searching and giving me these two options. I can select and it prints it out. This is called as partial string search. This you can also do by clicking on text filters, and you can say contains, and I can mention the text contains M-I-C-H, and I can say okay. And it also says options like use question mark to represent any single character and star to represent any series of characters. So I can even do like this. If I say M-I-C-H and I say okay, it's working like this, the same way we had searched here, right? So that's what you call it as partial text search. So that's also a filtering activity. Next, let's look at sorting or ordering of data. That seems again, if you have a text column and if you're sorting it, it says A to Z or Z to A. So you say A to Z, it's A, D, and S is the last one. And if you say Z to it, Z to A, this is how textual text columns can be sorted. How about number columns? You see, smallest to largest like this, or largest to smallest like this. How about salary? It's number, again smallest to largest or largest to smallest, right? How about say city? City will be again A to Z. If I do Austin, Boston, Los Angeles, New York. So this is what you mean by sorting. You can also do sorting. You can also do sorting within a group. So which means, what is a group? How do you create a group? So in these records, can we group employees by gender? Group simply means if I sort them, this is the female group and this is the male group, correct? So how many females are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 females. How many male employees are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is grouping. Okay. So how do you sort, say, within a group? So within a group means this is one group, female, and I want to sort within this group in the decreasing order of salary. So it should be 90, 70, 20, which is correct. But how about in the male group? 95, 44, 31, 35, 10. This is how I want to do. So how do you sort within a group? I can click on this column and let's go to home and sort and filter. We go to custom sort, expand the selection, that's fine. And now I mention sort by, first you sort by gender, A to Z, then you add next level. Once within every gender, like within female, you sort by salary and you sort largest to smallest. Say okay. So what's happening in female? 90, 70, 20. In male, 95, 44, 35, 31, 10. So it has sorted salary within each group. Let me show that visually also. So let me insert a box here. Let me insert a box. And this is the first group. All the females together. This is the first group. And let me do not fill anything, and the shape outline, maybe let me make it red for this to be more visible, like this. So this is the first group, and this is the second group. So this is the second group, which is of all the male employees, right? This is the second group. So within the group, then I'm sorting by salary credited and salary credited. This is also called as a window, right? This is also called as the window, and one of the operations, which is the windowing operations, actually uses this idea of group. So you group them together, and then within each group you do some operation. Within this group I can do summation also. So which means coming to the next operation, which is group by and aggregation. So I've already done group by just sorting on that column. How do I aggregate? So I group by female and then aggregate the salary. So the outcome will be female. What is the salary credited total? So all I'll have to do is take the summation, which is coming as 1,80,000. So that will be 1,80,000. And how about male employees? What is their salary? Total salary 2,15,000. So male, and I do a sum, which is 2,15,000. How many female employees are there? If you just find out here, if you take a count, there are three female employees are there. And how many male employees are there? Take the count here. Count is 5. So they have 5. So this is aggregation. This aggregation is summation. This aggregation is counting. Similarly, counting. Similarly, you can have average, you can have minimum, you can have maximum. Any kind of aggregation is possible. And these are all called group by and then aggregation. Next comes pivoting operation. And pivoting is something we do day in and day out in Excel. But what pivoting would mean, you choose a column which you want to pivot. And what does pivot means? If I choose this column, I want to convert this column from in this format where it is showing row by row permanent contractual to the format where this becomes the header. So permanent contractual. So this column employee type has been pivoted. This is what pivot means. So if I want between male and female, how many employees are permanent? So in female, if I do an aggregation, 1 permanent, and in male 2 permanent, in female 2 contractual, and in male 1, 2, 3 contractual, right? Similarly, you can find out for female and permanent, what is the salary? For female and contractual, what is the total salary? Male and permanent, this will be the sum of the salaries. Male and contractual, this will be the sum of the salaries, right? So it's just that if you do, say, group by, you can do a group by gender, and within a gender you can group by, say, employee type. So you have 2 group bys, and then you are doing aggregation. So one of the group by columns, which is employee type, I have changed it from a long format. This is called as the long format, right? Because it is going down long to a wide format where it goes from left to right. So whenever you transform your data from a long format into a wide format, that's called pivoting. And whenever you convert your data from wide format to long format, you call this as unpivoting. So let me show this outcome. How do you create an Excel? So I'll do an insert and I'll say pivot table from table and range. This is the one. I say OK. And here I keep employee type in the columns and I keep gender in the rows, and I just bring in employee code. This will give me the count. See, we've got the exact result. This is what pivoting operation. But unfortunately, Excel does not provide me an unpivoting operation, right? But this is what you mean by the pivoting and unpivoting operation. Next up, what is merge operation? Merge operation means you bring two data sets together which are connected by a relationship. So in this data set, we can see that there is a relationship existing between the employee code here, and employee code here, right? There is a relationship because for an employee, if I know how many times this person has gone to office. So if you see, this is a sign in and sign out from a typical office of an employee. So if I want to know that this employee TX1006, how many times this guy went to office, so I'll look for in this table. So this person has gone 3 times to the office. TX1004, I don't find an entry here. So which means this person has not gone to office even once. Same this guy, not gone to office even once. Not gone to office even once. Again, did not go. This person has gone to office 4 times. How about this guy? This guy has not gone to office even once. This person has gone to office 3 times. So we know that who has gone to office, who has not gone to office. But what we have done manually is what is done by the merge operation. So merge operation basically connects the two tables by a relationship. This relationship we define from before itself, and based on the merge, we get the additional information for your processing. And this is where joins come in SQL. So the first join or merge operation is the inner join. An inner join says that when you are connecting two tables, then look for only the common records. So in these two tables, if you connect these two tables, which all will be the common records? The common records would be all these records from here, and only the records which are matching. So this will not be there. This will also 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 not be there. So between 1, 2, 3, these 3 employees is what they are going to office. So when we do an inner join, we will have all these records and only we will have only the matching records, right? So that's where inner join works. Left join will have all the records from the left and only the matching records from the right. So which means that the outcome may look like, if I say pick up this one, if this is on the left side, on the right side I'm only going to have matching records, which means here this is matching, this is matching, and this is matching. Rest everywhere it will be null or missing, but you'll have all the records from the left table. The right join is where you take all the records from the right table and only the matching ones from the left table. So in this case, the right table will have all these records, and the left table, from the left table, you will have only the matching ones, which means you have records from this one and this one. So is there a record which is there in the right in this table and not in this table? That's not possible, because if there is a scan happening, there must be an employee. So that's how is a right join. So if you are confused between a left and a right join, ignore the right join. Now how about the full outer join? Full outer join is basically when you take all records from the left and all records from the right. So if you may have a case where there is some record which is like, say, which exists in the right table but does not exist in the left table. So if you want to show it like everything from the left and everything to the right, whatever is matching you show, whatever is not matching you show it like this, you show it missing. whether on the left or on the right. That's your outer join. And finally, windowing operation, and I just discussed about windowing by first grouping. So what we did was we grouped the employees based on gender, and then we did a sorting operation. So for the sorting operation within a group, the group needs to be looked as a window. So this is one window basically. This is one window, and inside that window you can do whatever operation. So inside this window I can do a summation, I can do a minimum, I can do a maximum, right? So there are bunch of calculations which require to have a knowledge of windowing operation. So let me take an example. So I created this window. Within this window I want to have the percentage of salary credited. So I can take this as the numerator and the sum of all the three as the denominator. So sum of sum of all the three as the denominator. So sum of all the three as the denominator. And if I say drag it down and I look at this one, okay, this looks fine. But if I look at this one, you see the window, it is shifting down. You see the window has shifted down. But denominator I want to be fixed. So I want to keep the window as fixed. How do you keep the window fixed? You go ahead, select the cells, and you should hit function F4. So these dollars coming in, in the cell address I2 and I4, these dollars which is coming in, that makes the window fixed. So if I select this one and I drag it down, so if I select this one, the window is fixed. If I select this one, again the window is fixed. So this window is helping me to calculate this, and if I can convert this to a percentage, this is what is the exact percentage of salaries. So among the females, Palmer, this one Michelin, she is getting the highest share of the salaries. How do we do that for the males? Again, this divided by, first I will provide this sum. So here is the window. So this is the window. Let me provide the window. And this window I need to fix it, right? Otherwise this window will shift down. Let me see the mistake. If I do not fix the window, and if I do this one, by the time I am at the last cell, this is actually, the window is completely shifted down. See, it is shifting. I do not want it to shift. So I select this one and I again hit function F4, and it should show dollar symbol in the cell address before the row address as well as the column address. So if I drag it down, now this should again be fine. It should show like this. So again I know that this guy Michael, he's got the highest salary, highest share of salary among males, which is 44.19%. So this is an example of windowing operation.